Alright guys, so you should have out your own clean piece of notebook paper. Get your notes titled and dated. Alright, so this video is going to be pretty similar to the last video, except the last video I only gave you rational numbers. This one is going to have some irrational numbers as well. So remember, irrational numbers are those numbers that can go on and on and on without repeating and without terminating. So that's going to be the only difference in this video. Okay, pretty easy fix. So we are going to, let me get you this first example. Okay, so the first thing, again, that we have to do is we have to evaluate anything that is not already a decimal. So 2.75 is already a decimal. We need to evaluate 2 times the square root of 3. That's what this means. When there's a number next to a parentheses or something, that always means to multiply. So you're going to actually just type this in exactly the way it looks. So if you hit 2, and then hit the second and x squared button, just like we've been doing for square roots. And then hit 3. It should look exactly the way it looks on the board. And then when you hit enter, you get 3.4641016516515. Guys, notice how it's irrational because it goes on forever and ever, okay? So I want you to write down the first 3 digits after the decimal. So we have 3.464. 3 digits to the thousandth place should be enough to get you to compare it to all the other numbers. Okay? If not, we'll just have to come back and look at it again. But 3 digits to the thousandth place should be enough to be able to compare it to the others and place it on a number line. So 15 divided by 4, 3.75, and then the last one's already a decimal. All right, so we got to get our number line. So we have negatives and positives, so positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4, and then negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. All right, remember when you place it on a number line, you have to use the original numbers to label it. So 2.75 is going to be between 2 and 3, closer to 3, and we're going to label it 2.75. 2 times the square root of 3 is actually 3.465. So that's going to be in between 3 and 4, almost to the halfway point. And we're going to label it 2 square root of 3. And then 15 over 4, which is 3.75, is going to be between 3 and 4, closer to 4. I'm going to label this on the bottom, 15 over 4. And then negative 2.16 is going to be between negative 2 and negative 3, pretty close to negative 2. Notice I used my original values when I wrote it on the number line. You have to do that. That's probably one of the most missed things within these problems, is that you don't place it on the number line using the original. All right, let's do another one. All right, these written down. And then we have to evaluate them. Okay, so remember, if it's a mixed number, if it's 4 4/5, just divide the fraction. So take 4 divided by 5, and you get 0.8. But then remember, your whole pizzas have to go in the front. So we get 4.8 instead of 0.8. Square root of 19. It's irrational because it goes on forever and ever. So write down to the hundredths place. Negative square root of 5. So we get negative 2.236. Negative 1 is already good. And then positive square root of 5 is going to be 2.236. Make your number line. Alright, and then start placing them on the number line. So 4 4/5 is 4.8, so really close to 5. Label it with its original numbers, 4 4/5. Square root of 19 is 4.358, so in between 4 and 5, closer to 4. Label it square root of 19. Negative square root of 5 is negative 2.236, so that's in between negative 2 and negative 3, closer to negative 2. Make sure you label with the original numbers. Negative 1, of course, we can find on the number line. And then square root of 5 is 2.236, so in between 2 and 3, closer to 2. All right, we'll do one more before I give you the examples for you to try on your own. Remember, a good strategy is to pause the video before I give you the correct final answers. All right, go ahead and evaluate these. Negative square root of 8 is going to be negative 2.828. Square root of 15 is going to be 3.872. 0.8 is already a decimal, and then 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, so negative 1.5. Get our number line here. All right, negative square root of 8 is negative 2.828, and it's between close to negative 3. Square root of 15 is 3.872, so that's really close to 4. So square root of 15. 0.8 is almost to that 1 on the positive side. And then negative 1/2 is in between negative 1 and negative 2, exactly halfway between. And make sure you label with the original numbers. So not a whole lot different from the last video, just adding in those irrational numbers to where you have to at least take it out 3 places in case you have any that are really close when it comes to decimals. All right, so do these 2 on your own. Bring it to me. To show me what you got. Changing this last one on you. Sorry. All right. Bring those to me and show me when you're done.